Uh, this weather is when I get my classics out. This time of year, I don't need my heat. I don't need the air conditioning. It's just beautiful. So this time of year is when I'm trying not to drive my regular car, and it's down anyways. So got my bug out. Got to go get some welding supplies. That's one of the reasons in the last video I didn't weld in that piece. Plus it needed to dry overnight. I was able to get it painted in there. So at least it's protected now, and just throw a little patch, that little patch on there. Right here. But meanwhile, I gotta run to the welding supply because that bottle's empty. Then I looked at the plates on this the other day. Tags were expired, that's why it's been sitting here. I forgot about it, and then they're at my address in Arizona. Probably coming in about now. The cool thing about Arizona, if you're late, you know, you can just they just go, "Have you been driving the car?" It's like, no. Then I just get the plates, and they don't charge you back fees and all that crap like California does. So I'll get this thing washed up here pretty soon. Get driving it. But the rain's coming soon, you know, it'll be raining off and on, so I need my car fixed again. And, you know, I don't like to drive them in the rain. They just don't stop as good. And, you know, the potential of accidents goes up a bit. So, people can't drive in the rain out here. They think it's ice. It's funny. And it is really slippery. You know, unlike you guys back east, when we have a rainy day, the roads get super slick. And my wife's from Toronto, Canada, and she's used to driving in snow. And one time she came home, she goes, "Oh my God, I slid the car all the way into the curb." I go, "Yeah." I said, "It's not like," she goes, "I wasn't expecting that, you know." So it was a long time ago. And, you know, it didn't damage it really. It was old. I had a Jeep Cherokee at the time. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get working on this thing, get some gas, and keep moving forward. Just gonna hold it in place with a magnet. I spotted it a few times so it'll hold in place. Let's do a little more lining up. I'll just cut that a little bit so it's a little tighter. It'll tighten this up. Just took the cutoff wheel and lopped off a little piece. Just clamp it in place with the appropriate clamp, and I'll spot it in. Like so. Got a little burn through there, so I had to make a little moundy, but it's alright. It can be ground off. It's always a grinder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, in this case, because this is a lower area, the lower area you want to cut up at an angle, and the upper area you want that to be at the higher part of the angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut actually through both layers, and then I'm going to go ahead and butt it down to that. Just seems like the easiest way to do it. I can just cut through 2 layers, do the same thing as I did in the other video. It all works. You can just do it however you want. Gave it all cleaned up. Missed the edit on that, but then it's pretty flat. And I'll just go ahead and start welding this up. Let's tack it in, then weld up all the seams. We'll take a look at it. Welding them up a little mounty, because if you're using the TIG, you could really lay it down. But, you know, this is just faster. So we'll keep on working on this, get this all done, and grind it down. We'll take a look at it. Well, I left it a little bit low. I could have played with it a little bit as I was doing it, and pulled the metal out and all that, and it's made it like super flat. You know, to me, it's no big deal. Fill it. You know, some guys will say, "Oh yeah, you could just pull it out and you could make it." You can, you know, it just takes a lot more time. You know, like I said, on this project, it's not worth it. I'm just trying to show you guys that are trying to maybe do that, you know, ways to do it, and how to do some of those butt weld things that you were trying to do. And, you know, I'll probably do a lot of the roof this way. It doesn't really matter. It's not a crash area. You know, if I rolled it or something like that, you know, good chance. Yeah, with this thing, like my roll cage right here, right? But if it, you know, then it could be an issue. But in like quarter panels, places where there's crash areas, then you really be conscientious about using laps, because you might want to give yourself some metal around you. Just something to think about. Anyway, let's keep going. We'll move on. Just so you know, the pinch welder failed on all this, so I had to redo it. You really got to check your pinch welds. Sometimes they fail. I've told you guys that on other videos, but I just want to make sure you know it's not a fix-all. It doesn't do everything, but it works really good, and it does a lot of stuff, but not everything. I think that's 3 layers, that's why. All right, so I got about 3, like a little spot right between here there. Sorry, I can't get a very good camera angle on this. That are a little bit high, and I've been trying to hammer them down, and it just wants to dip the metal in another place, and it is butt welded. I mean, so it does make it a little harder. If it was done with a TIG, then it could be a little bit more hammering easier. But instead of doing that, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and heat this up, and I'm gonna do 3 little heat shrinks. I usually do up to 3 at a time. So I'll heat it up, hammer it, heat it up, hammer it, heat it up and hammer it while it's red. So I'll let you guys check that out. Maybe you can see from that point of view what it's gonna look like. Anyway, let me see, maybe I turn the camera just a little bit more, and then maybe it'll work out for you guys to be able to see. All right, so that looks ugly right now. Of course, like anything, even butt welded, it looks ugly. That's got a series of laps and butts on that. So let's take a look. I got a little weld. I got to miss a little spot right there. Let me weld that up. And then what I'll do is we'll grind this down. We'll take a look at it and see really if there's any, I mean, you know, people go, well, sometimes between the layers, you know, well, between the layers, well, between the layers here, original, between the layers here, where this lapped over that, between the layers there, where that lapped over, between the layers where the roof lapped over, you know, those guys that say, well, between the layers, it'll rust. I mean, okay, then where do you stop? Okay, the original was lapped in a lot of places, and it worked. So, will a lap repair work? Sure, it will work just fine. Well, let's grind it down and let's really take a look at it and see what it looks like. I did laps and butts. Some of it's butted, some of it's lapped. It just depended on where I fell into it. Now, I know that it's a little bit out of shape, and I'm not planning on using doing metal finishing on that to try and get it all smooth, so that doesn't matter to me. Just a little bit of filler in there, not much, and that will be fine. Probably have to knock that high spot down, and that's all from, that was actually butt welded right there where I got it really hot. Anyway, and it was a big wide gap, so I just filled it in with weld. Anyway, let's take a look at it. All right, I'm still gonna roll the bottom edge here with my skin zipper. As soon as I can find it, I haven't had a minute to look for it. But if you can see here, I mean, it's pretty uniform around the corner. All it needs is just a little bit of filler. There really won't take much to do that. And, you know, it just doesn't look pretty. And it doesn't need to, because it's gonna get covered. You know, what the heck? I still see these guys, you know, on YouTube making all their metal look pretty, and that's good for them, you know. I mean, that's fine. It's not 100% necessary to do a nice job, in my opinion. But anyway, especially on this old truck with all the stuff to do on it, and we're not going for any crazy trying to win an award show or anything, just trying to make it look decent, and that's it. So we got this whole thing done here. I got that section done. I did forget I was going to do something with that rust hole inside there. But you know what? It's an inner panel. I can't see it from anywhere. I don't really care. There's this inner piece right here that kind of covers that up. Screw it. Who cares? But, you know, it was treated underneath there. It was painted. So anyway, I'll just keep moving around. I've got to, let's take a look here. Inside that hole. I get this panel here with my hand. Hi. Yeah, I got to get that one off. And looks like I better spray everything inside there before I close that up, shouldn't I? And get those screws out of there. Because look at that one's rusted out. Yeah, see, that thing's really rusty there. I don't know what else is rusty from it. Who knows? Anyway, I'll get those things sprayed. I got my Freol. Stuff really works good. This Freol. It's a little more money. Works really good. I'll get that sprayed. I'll get on there and take those screws out. So do you guys think it's really made in Canada? Probably not. I got conned into that one, didn't I? Think those are going to come out? Not with my hand in that position. Check this out, man. Freol. Work it back and forth. Take it off a little bit. Work it back and forth. Take it off. Work it back and forth. Yeah, that stuff's amazing, I'm telling you. You haven't tried it, forget the PB blaster. This stuff's... I didn't think I was going to get one of these out. Looks like I might have got one. With one hand. I'm holding my phone with the other. Or my camera, at least. How about that? Huh. Wow. That came out of there. Sucker came out. Wow. And number 2. And these ones, I don't even know if I got that much spray on the other side. That's pretty good. Wow. I mean, I wouldn't just take it straight out. I wouldn't use a gun on it either, but let's just see. How do you guys think? It's gonna come out? Yeah. Yep. Now it's coming out. I can feel it's getting a little rusty right there. Oh yeah, I got that one. Wow. I mean, it's bad, huh? Here, let's try a really fun one. How about this one? Nada. I don't think so. That one doesn't feel like it's moving at all. Neither does that one. I'll let that one sit on there overnight, maybe. I guess I'll come back into those. Let me see if I can get some more off. I'll give those a break for a little bit. You know, these things here, I don't know if they're what they're really for, to pulling out nails maybe, or, but these are the cheap ones. These things. They have a better one at Harbor Freight, you know, like, I don't know if they're really better. They have another house brand called Doyle, I think. I don't know. These are just the cheap ones. They work. They work pretty good. Just get it up, and I just peel it off like a can of Spam. Just roll it up. Get all the old metal off of there. Get that one ready. I'm gonna finish fixing that. Yeah, it's getting fun. Gotta get up on that roof, and I got these holes. This is, so I mean, literally the whole roof should have been replaced, but it's, I don't know. What's easier? See all those holes there? And grind those down and weld them up. And then what I'll do is, there's cracks all the way around there too. See? Cracks. I'll weld up all the cracks and everything, and then I'll probably just take another piece of sheet metal and just throw it over the top of it to strengthen it up. For the, that's for the beacon. So the beacon goes up there. And it's just bad. I mean, all the way around this roof, all the way around almost, there's only a couple spots where it was okay. And it's really not okay, but kind of. But I gotta keep parts of it on there so that I have some support. Otherwise, it'll, you know, you just can't tear off the whole side all the way around. You gotta do pieces of it. Anyway, it's getting tiring. I'm tired from this thing right now. So anyway, I better get back to some other stuff. So anyway, I'm just gonna roll it with this and so you guys can see some progress. And then I don't know when the next video is gonna be, guys. It's crazy right now. I got the car down. Gotta take time to find another car. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I still don't know yet. You know, fixing that thing, the other car is gonna, you know, put a turbo on that thing. Oh man, it's such a pain in the ass. And then I still got transmission issues. By the time I add up all the stuff to do to the other car, it's like, could find another one for quite a bit less, probably. Almost less than the parts. But, you know, I'm not sure if I want to get another TDI. I'm just, I like the gas mileage. I really need that. But, I don't know. That's, you know, it's just the serviceability of the car is just terrible. It's so hard to work on. It's just awful. And I don't know if any other new cars are better, but probably, you know, there's probably some that are easier to work on. I know I just worked on my daughter's GM product, and it wasn't that hard to work on, not compared to that thing. And I worked on a lot of Hondas, and they're not hard to work on, so maybe I'll get one of those. I don't know. But they don't get the gas mileage I get with the vehicle size I need. So, I don't know, they don't get anything close to 28 to or 38 to 40 miles a gallon. Nothing does that. So, anyway. And 30 in the city. That's where you really save on a TDI. But, you know, you just pay for it in other ways because it's a pain in the ass to work on. Anyway, I'll just roll with this, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.